Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Live with Stacy and Amanda. I am Stacy with Bank of North Dakota. As usual, we go live every Tuesday around 2:30 p.m. Central Time. And today we are here with Nick Horeb from Harvest Profit. He is going to help us finish up our entrepreneurship series. He's got some great insight for us, and we've got some fun questions for him. As always, if you've got any questions as we're going through this, leave them down below. If you've got specific questions for Nick, you can always direct message us. We'll also tag them below as well, and we can forward those questions to Nick. So first, thank you so much for being with us here today.
No problem.
This is exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. So Nick, let's just start by tell us a little bit about Harvest Profit and what it is and how you got into it.
Sure. So Harvest Profit is a set of software tools that help farmers on the business side of the farm. There's a ton of different tools on the agronomy side of the farm, satellite imagery, mapping, precision ag. We really focus on the numbers side of the farm, so helping farmers track their cost of production in real time, their profitability in real time. So give them the ability to do different types of what if analysis, scenario planning, grain marketing planning, tracking grain contracts. So really a kind of an all-in-one solution, but focused on the business side of the farm.
Sure.
And so I was doing consulting work, working with 30, 35 farms in Western Minnesota, Eastern North Dakota, Northeast South Dakota, from 2009 until just right about the January 1st, 2018 is when I let that go to focus solely on the software, and was doing a lot of work in spreadsheets, but spreadsheets aren't meant to be databases. They are great for one-off analysis, but they're not really meant to run your business. And so built Harvest Profit as a way to fill some gaps that I saw in a really spreadsheet-driven environment, or frankly in farming, a pencil and paper-driven environment. And so I started building Harvest Profit as a tool for my consulting clients, and then started getting people asking about it that weren't clients and started selling it. And so it just kind of slowly got some traction until got to the point where we had a couple hundred customers last winter and really there was kind of a fork in the road. Does it stay a side project, or should I run with it full time? And decided to run with it full time.
Very cool. Yeah. Very awesome. So it's kind of a little, your baby that just kind of blossomed and bloomed on its own in time, and you just decided, let's go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. So what was your major in college?
So I initially went to school, as I was telling you earlier, went to Wilson State for a year, went to NDSU for 2 years, and was 1 year away from getting my industrial engineering degree. And I took a engineering economics class that talked a lot about return on investment, rates of return, finance. And I really loved that class and realized that engineering wasn't really for me. I loved finance, just evaluating the profitability of projects, return on investment. So I made the choice to transfer down to the Carlson School at the University of Minnesota and got my degree in 2007, bachelor degree in finance.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So that kind of fork in the road right there for you too, but probably, and that's something that we talk about a lot too, how do you know what you want to do for the rest of your life when you're so young? And so things like that can truly enhance how your career path goes. You took a class and realized, you know what, this isn't for me. This isn't necessarily what I want to do. And now look where you're at. So very cool. Yeah. Did you always envision owning your own company, or is this something that just kind of happened?
I was kind of drawn to it. Never really had a good idea of what I wanted to do. But more and more, as I got out of school, I worked for a private equity firm in Minneapolis for a few years. And so got to see, we would go out and buy businesses. And so I got to see successful entrepreneurs, look at the businesses they've built, what they've done to succeed. And I really realized that I wanted to be one of those people and start my own business and help customers and really find a problem to solve via the company. And so that's really what how I kind of stumbled upon the Harvest Profit idea. I wanted to work with businesses, and farming is a big business. And so just kind of dove right into the consulting work, and then this problem just really fell out of that. So there wasn't really a plan. It just, it's just a bunch of different forks in the road, and here we are.
Here you are.
Yep.
Very cool. So my next question I was going to ask, did you have a mentor as you were going through this? And it almost sounds like you kind of did working for, when you were working, you saw that that's the road you wanted to go. Have you had specific mentors along the way when you started?
So I really haven't had any true mentors. I did a ton of reading, a ton of research, listened to podcasts and audiobooks and different online courses as well. I would say that was probably something I would have done a little bit different. Is as soon as I started messing around with software, there were a few bumps in the road. I tried hiring some people from overseas to build it. That was an expensive lesson. And so knowing what I know now, I would have sought out a couple people and really leaned on them for advice when I was getting started. And so didn't have a true mentor. Don't think I would take that path again. Reach out to somebody who's already had those bumps in the road. Hopefully can save yourself from having a couple bumps.
Right. Yeah. Well, now you can. You said you've got some interns, and so now it's your chance to be able to mentor others too. As they're going through
So we have some interns. I'm definitely not shy about sharing my thoughts and opinions on how we've built our business. And yeah, it's great to be able to impart some lessons and some learning on intellectually thirsty interns.
Yep. Very cool. What do you think has been the toughest part about being an entrepreneur and building your own business?
So, the toughest part of building a business is there's just a lot of little things that have to get done, and just persevering. When I hit those bumps in the road, it was somewhat easy at the time to just put it on pause, put it on the back burner, but then just kept coming back to it and realizing that, all right, we just got to keep moving forward and keep progressing, and just even with the bumps in the road, maintaining that positive momentum definitely isn't easy. And that's been one of our biggest challenges.
Yep. So just kind of, if you fall back a little bit, just address it head on and move forward, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. So on the flip side, what do you think has been the most rewarding?
Definitely the most rewarding thing about what we're doing here is, every couple weeks I receive probably an unsolicited piece of feedback from a customer, thanking us for what we're doing, saying, the tools you've built have enabled me to make this decision and this decision that I probably wouldn't have done before. And that unsolicited feedback from those customers is great because, we are charging for our product. We're not doing it for free, but for them to still come back to us with that positive feedback is really definitely probably the most rewarding thing of the job. And then also just working with smart people, and we have a small core team, and it's great to just kind of cross the finish line on projects with a team of people is also very rewarding.
Very cool. And I suppose like your product in particular probably provides a lot of transparency for your customers that they didn't otherwise have or didn't utilize before they started using it, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a priority that everybody has, but in farming, you want to get the crop planted and get it sprayed and get it harvested, and a lot of this analysis just sits on the back burner. And so we've tried to bring this important analysis back to the front of the line, along with the priority of all the farming related tasks. And so that's really our mission, is to make an easy to use tool that doesn't turn into another job for farmers that are already really busy. Yep.
Very cool. Keep them in their lane and let them do what they're good at, and give them this piece of this piece of software to be able to help them make those decisions. Very nice. So before we sign off, one piece of advice: if someone comes to you and says, "Hey Nick, I'm thinking of doing this or starting this or going down this road. I want to do something for myself," as a brand new entrepreneur, someone coming into this, what would you give them? What would you tell them for advice?
So my number one piece of actionable advice to start would be to start making videos like this, or start making content and just start putting yourself out there and building up your reputation as a subject matter expert. And so there's a lot of talk in business and entrepreneurship about a lean startup and build a minimum viable product. So put together a product that you can sell. And I almost think that there's a much more important step, and that's building up a minimum viable audience. So building up an audience that you can lean on, learn their problems, help solve those problems, to me is a great thing. So Facebook Live videos like we're doing here, blog posts, I would start a blog, as soon as a person has an idea and start putting content out there. And that can be a great way to filter the receptiveness of an idea and make sure that you're solving a problem that other people have and not just what you think they have.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds too like making sure you've got a good presence within, social media is a great avenue because it doesn't necessarily cost anything to be able to do that or build that audience.
Yep, social media, blogging, videos, YouTube, it's an unbelievable way to build brand awareness that really wasn't available to somebody with a low budget business before.
Absolutely.
So it really needs to be taken advantage of, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And there are people and celebrities all over the place that have built a business without any advertising or marketing using social media. It's incredible.
Definitely,
it's crazy.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us
today,
Nick.
Me.
This has been fun to visit.
Awesome.
And if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them down below and we'll get back with them later. And then I will forward any questions on to Nick if anyone has specific questions for Harvest Profit. Maybe there are some people that are stumbling upon this video and feel that they could utilize this service. So definitely check Nick out too and Harvest Profit. Well, thank you so much again, and everybody have a fantastic day, and we will see you next week.
Perfect.
Take care. Bye-bye.